It's Thursday, I almost said December, October 8th, 2009, and I'm here to do an update. It's kind of late, and I know, I guess my updates are kind of becoming later in the evenings, so that's the way it'll be. I'm doing very well. I really am. I'm doing so much better than I was last week. I'm just finding peace, which I hadn't had for a while, really, and love from the most unexpected places, and just I'm feeling very complete and whole and okay, and like everything is going to be fine forever, and that is a beautiful feeling. I sort of dissolved into books the last couple of days. You know, you must all know by this point, I read through the Harry Potter series again, like I do every summer, and I finally finished it, and I really wanted to read something that was just going to be light and keep me in the world, and so I picked up Confessions of a Shopaholic. I don't know how I ended up with this book. I think my mom gave it to me. Somebody gave it to her to give to me. I don't have any clue how I ended up with this book, but it's been sort of sitting there like, read me. And I don't typically read fiction, first of all, and second of all, pulp fiction, like mass fiction. And so it was a little, I wonder if I'll like this. But I picked it up and instantly fell in love with it because it was so me when I was like 19 and in debt completely and just shopaholic like she was. And the book is delightfully British, and it was such a perfect transition book after being so engrossed in Harry Potter for so long to just jump into this, you know, very lighthearted, fun, interesting book about a British woman who's in debt and a shopaholic and just this crazy girl. And then after that, I picked up this other book called Bookends, which I know my mom gave me, saying, you know, you'd like this, and she always gives me books saying, you'd like this, and I just put it on a shelf like someday to read. But I picked it up because somebody else recently had mentioned it, and I thought, okay, I've heard enough about it now, I should probably read it. And it's also in Britain, and I'm such an Anglophile, and I'm just so excited. So now I'm like reading these British fictions, and I did a Facebook post update about how I'm reading British fiction, and then I'm getting more recommendations now about new British books, so maybe I'm just going to like do a tour of British modern literature and see what happens, but I'm really enjoying myself. So that's been a fun sort of escape from my mind in the evenings after sort of daily life is completed. And I'm spending a lot of time with Jason and Nicole. Nicole's here from out of town, and so, I don't know, something, my mind shift is been good. It's been shifting to the good. So, I don't know. Something shifted. And I feel a lot better. And of course I had an amazing talk with my father, and he always makes everything better. So, I've been feeling really good. And actually what happened last night was something really exciting for me, which is out of nowhere a massive remotivation to lose the rest of this weight. And it came from the most unlikely place, and actually now that I think about it, I should have thought of this, but I never did. And it comes from fashion. I was sitting around with Nicole. Jason had fallen asleep on the couch as usual, and we were kind of poking around online, and somehow we ended up watching Carrie Underwood's new video, and I was commenting about how I love all the dresses, and then she was like, have you ever seen Lady Gaga? And I was like, no. You have to remember, I'm one of those weirdos that does not watch TV, does not listen to the radio, is not at all aware of pop culture. I don't read any of the articles pertaining to any sort of celebrity news in any of the magazines that I subscribe to. I don't read celebrity blogs. I just don't care. And so I never know what's going on. I've only ever heard one song by Lady Gaga, which I love and run to all the time, called Poker Face, which I'm sure you're all familiar with. And she was like, oh my God, her clothes, blah, blah, blah. And so we were like watching all of Lady Gaga's videos and then like Google searching all of her clothes, and I was just hit in the face with this enormous motivation to get to goal. Because, as many of you know, fashion is a huge passion of mine, and not trendy fashion, but extraordinarily quirky / high fashion. I like everything to be a bit too much, a little bit overdone, a little bit too dramatic for everyday wear. I like to go that extra mile and look a little bizarre and a little posh. I love mixing classic with kooky and having it be kind of this new exciting thing. And so, of course, Lady Gaga just pushes every envelope and does crazy things, and then she brings all this retro stuff back and does new stuff with it, and it's just ha. And so I had the time of my life watching these videos, and it just causes my mind to spin. I mean, I have these notebooks lots and lots of fashion ideas, lots of plans for the clothes I currently own, because I don't usually like buying something off the shelf and just wearing it. And that's what I've been doing for like a couple of years now, and I didn't used to do that. But that's what I've been doing for a couple of years ago. I buy something and I just wear that something. But typically, like, I'll deconstruct it, or I'll embellish it, or like I'll completely change it. You know, I'll shorten the skirt and shorten the sleeves and then add a huge collar or something. I like this sort of crazy fashion. I like it to be a little too much. And it just rekindled some huge fire inside of me that had been slowly dying. The embers were still there, but it hadn't been given the bellows or anything for a long time. So I just feel passionately remotivated for the sole purpose of being able to sport that perfect hourglass figure, that amazing fashion silhouette that I want to have, which is hippie and big shoulders. I love that. And so you can see, I want to do it. And I want to get back into that, which then puts a fire under my butt to like get my work in control and get my life on a regular routine and get exercise under control so that I have time in the evenings every night or however often I want to really start working on my wardrobe and pulling out one piece at a time and working on it until it is something couture, something that I've hand done, something that is extravagant, and each piece is then something amazing that can be combined with other amazing pieces and accessorized just right, so that in my little fantasy world, someday, every day when I go out, I look like I'm going to walk down the runway in some sort of avant-garde couture fashion show. Someday. We can all dream, right? Anyway, so I'm doing well. I'm eating Maintain Weight Calories. I moved in the Lose It program in my iPhone, which is what we use for Below the Yellow Line. I moved my yellow line from Losing Weight Calories to Maintain Weight Calories because it's amazing how different one to the other can be. For example, I'll show you. This is 2 weeks ago when I was trying to eat 1,400 calories, which would be that yellow line in the middle. That's 1,400 calories. And that's how many calories I ate. The next week, I ate nearly the same amount of calories, but the yellow line shifted up to 1,900 calories, which is Maintain Weight Calories. And look at how much better that looks. It's like when you see the week covered in red, you think I'm doing really poorly, when really, most of the time, I'm just eating Maintain Weight Calories. But now that I've shifted my line over, it's like I have this whole new perspective, this is this week so far, on how to get my calories in check and how to keep them below maintain weight and start feeling really good about what I'm doing now, as opposed to perpetually feeling like I'm eating over my calories, even when I'm not. So I feel really happy about that decision, and I do want to get to dream goal, a hip goal. But I think what I want to do is keep eating Maintain Weight Calories and not worry about cutting back the calories for a while and just start exercising. That's what really does it for me. Everybody's different. Some people can just cut their calories and lose weight. I can cut my calories and lose weight to a certain point, but when you're this close to goal, if you're not exercising and burning that fat, pushing your metabolism up and really building muscle, you're going to have a hard time just with food. And I'm finding I'm having a hard time. I could eat losing weight calories forever and not really lose weight. It's the exercise. So I got a new iPhone case. Ooh, because my other one was falling apart. I got it for $1 on eBay. I really like it. Anyway, this is very rambly. This weekend is going to be incredibly busy for me, and then on Monday, Jason goes in at 5:30 in the morning for his surgery. Yes, and so we went and did a bunch of paperwork and blood work and stuff today, and the surgery will happen Monday, at which point Nicole and I will just be doting on him and feeding him frozen yogurt and liquid Vicodin, because he can't swallow pills. So I didn't even know they existed, but they have liquid Vicodins, and so he's going to be taking that, and we'll be spooning that into his mouth, making sure he's kind of happy and comfortable and not in too much pain, and probably watching lots of movies. So I'm trying to kind of get my life together this week as much as possible, get ahead of the game so that I can sort of relax next week and really help him in any way he needs. So that is it. Please check out Weight Loss Losers if you haven't already. That channel is just doing so well. Last week we talked all about motivation, how do you get motivated, and then this week we're talking about how to get back on plan if you've been off track for several weeks or for several days, whatever. If you've been off track for a while, how to really get yourself back into the mindset of doing weight loss for good. So I hope you join us over there, and I'll see you Monday for Below the Yellow Line, and I promise within the next month I will be doing blog TV regularly, and I will let you know when that happens. So take care. Thank you for watching. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for your enormous support after my video where I was all sad last week. It meant everything to me. It really did. So stay healthy, and I'll see you soon.